everybody. It's Laura from McNeely Garden Studios. Welcome to the party. We're all decorated over here for our Christmas in July. I'm so happy you're here. I want to know what your favorite part of Terry's thing was. I mean, was that not the coolest thing you ever saw? And everything from the Dollar Tree, super fun, super inexpensive. Hello, Sherry. I'm glad you're here. But I'm Laura from McNeely Garden Studios. I'm in Georgia. I hope you guys will tell me, hello, Diane. I hope you guys will tell me where you are so that I can start to get to know you and start recognizing your names and know where you're from. But also type in the comments there what you really enjoyed about Terry's. I just thought that was the coolest project, and I can't wait to make one. Where are you going to hang it? Where are you going to put it? And that little display thing that she had was genius, right? So I'm glad that you're here. I'm happy that you're enjoying the Christmas in July. I want to let you know that I'm kind of the flower crown lady. You always recognize me because I always have on some kind of a flower crown. I go live on Tuesdays at 10 on my McNeely Garden Studios page. Hey, Cam and Renee. So I hope that you will pop in on Tuesdays at 10, and I'm always doing some kind of art project usually, and I always have some type of message to help you improve your life, because my mission is to help you increase your health and happiness through art and understanding, because I love to research and it all seems to come together through my art. And hello, Tony. So, Sue, very nice to see you. So today, what you came to come see today is I'm going to be doing an original design that you can do, and you're going to be making Christmas cards. Isn't that cool? But we're not going to just make this one. I'm going to show you how to make it even more special. Okay? I would like to know, is anybody out there decorated, dressed? I have my reindeer on. I have my reindeers and my Santa. That's a snowman. So, does anybody have any Christmas stuff on? Hey, Debbie. All right, so we're going to make this, and I want to know, who's going to be decorating? Who's going to be painting with me? Hey, Terry. Hey, Debbie. Anybody going to be painting with me? I think there's a lot of drying time. I think you might actually have a little more, hello, Sandy, a little more success if you go along with the steps. When I get finished, I will include a step-by-step instruction sheet, because there is going to be so much switching around because of the drying time, because there's a lot of layers in this, and that's what ends up making it look so dynamic, right? I'm glad you like. Everybody always likes this red flower crown. So, all right. So we're gonna turn down here. I'm glad you're here, and I'm gonna get started showing you how to do this. Okay, you ready? All right. So that's my table. Hey, Susie. So since you're turned down to my table, I'm not gonna be able to, see your comments right away. But I am going to show you. I like to use these flexible cutting boards, for two reasons. Because it does keep my table clean, even though I do have a plastic thing on here. But I like to use them because then your whole project is on it and can be moved to somewhere that it can dry if it's something that needs drying. And I just thought I would kind of show you my little tip about putting on tape. I lined my tape up right on the edge. And since I've done it many times, I kind of just have a rhythm, you know, so that all 4 edges are basically taped off the same. Because white edges just make it fancy, right? Makes it look professional. So I'm going to go right here on all 4 sides. This is just painter's tape. There's other tapes out there, frog tape, you know, different things. This just happened to be what I had. But I'm going to go here. And at the end, I'm going to show you a really good tip about this tape. Do make sure that it's pressed down all the way because you don't want the paint to leak out underneath the tape and make your edge not so tidy, you know? So I've got my brush, and I was going to talk to you guys about the spirit of gift giving. You know what? So I'm going to lay down the pink and the orange down first, and I don't want you to be real tidy about this. You're just going to kind of put some color down, all right? But we're going to talk about the spirit of gift giving. You know how really special you feel when, and you don't have to necessarily clean your brush in between, although I will before I get to the yellow. But when you get a gift that just says that you have been thought of and you know it's the perfect gift for you, it just makes you feel good all over, doesn't it? And gift giving is not just about presents with the T, it's about presence being present, right? And that is what really it's all about, is letting your loved ones know exactly how you feel. You see how I'm just kind of scrubbing along? I see that you're, can you see because of the comments? I don't know. I see the comments coming up there, but I can't read them. So we're just going to get this background laid down here. And you want it to be colorful. Okay? And that's going to be important in the next step. And that's why I'm going to provide you with the step-by-steps a little bit later. But often when you're gifted the perfect gift, it doesn't require any words, does it? It just makes you feel good all over. Okay, so I lined my colors up here. Oh, I don't think you can see it, but anyway, so I'm going to go to my turquoise. If you go to guide number 3, you'll see the supply list, and you'll see all these colors. You do not have to use these colors. These were the colors that I chose because they were bright and cheery. I would just use whatever you have and just kind of use the principle of this design. There's many layers of this, and I will be using a heat tool to dry it. So if that bothers you, you can turn down the volume a little bit. So tell me what your traditions are. You have some fun traditions that you do with your family every year that it just wouldn't be Christmas without it? Tell me what those traditions are. I know we like to make sausage balls. I showed you how to do that not too long ago on my page. So tell me what all you guys like to do and who you like to do it with. This is the palette that I use all the time. I just wash it off. And I'm going to be doing the snowman. We're going to be blocking out the basic shape with this blue. So we're going to do the head. We're going to do kind of a little middle. We're going to have bigger hips like that. I have been calling this the sun, although it is a dark day. So it's a celestial being. And what I do when I do circles, I'm going to do it like this so you can see. I just start going around. I don't touch the page yet. Just start going around, and then you lower down, and pretty soon you end up with this beautiful purple, perfect circle, okay? And then we're gonna put the tree in, just kind of basic shapes, because you're gonna want these colors to shine through. All right, I'm gonna make that a little more circular. And I'm gonna add this cobalt hue. Honestly, it has become one of my favorite colors, I think. I'm gonna use the heat tool, dry this up just a little bit, so hang with me a little bit. So think about your favorite gift that you've ever gotten for a holiday. Isn't it the most heartfelt gift, the one that someone really nailed it, they knew you, they put something in it that really shows the intention of bringing you joy and maybe showing you appreciation? So you're going to have to hold on to that thought, because this is going to be important. So we're going to now start laying down the dark in the back. And you're just going to kind of, don't cover up all the color. And I know some of you, I know you're crafters and you know this, but I'm always concerned about the messy middle. I think, ugh, what is that look? I mean, it looks like a mess, doesn't it? So we're just going to put all that down. And I'm going to dry that off. So it makes you feel special that someone really thought about you and who you were. All right, this has to dry. And so, in an effort to not have you watching me dry things all the time, I did do some layers, some other layers. But, you know, so we're going to make these cards. And what's so great about it is you're only going to have to make one. And I'm going to show you how to make it a heartfelt gift. One of my free gifts is a template on how to create a heartfelt sentiment, where you just plug in all the important things and your loved one will be like, wow, that is so cool, and you love me so much. But it's also going to be a piece of your original artwork. And all right, so I did put my brush in the water, and this is navy, and you see how I'm just going to kind of make this very watery, because I want to be able to see some of the color on the card through this darker color. And again, we're going to kind of just dab it on here. When we get through this next step, you may You may have to go back and add a little bit more. You are kind of covering it all. Be intentional with your strokes here. Make sure you cover that. You know, any light that's coming over your head, because you want contrast between your snowman and your background. But because it's very watery, you're going to be able to see highlights of those colors behind. So I actually have several really helpful giveaways for you today. And one of them is how to write a heartfelt sentiment on the back of your card or in your card, however you like. But the other thing is something that you might not have thought of, which is digitizing your art. Excuse me. And I can help you do that by making it so you only paint it once, and then you can have a lot of different cards. And that actually just becomes a gift all of its own, doesn't it? There we go. I am going to put a little bit more, kind of define this, the snowman between the snowman and the tree. And you don't have to put a tree. You can put anything you want. You can use this technique for so many different things. All right. So, I know sometimes I hear these things. And so excuse me. So, self-love is not selfish, if you happen to know that. You have to love others. You have to love yourself. And what I'm giving you today is permission to go ahead and start on your Christmas so that you're kinder to tomorrow you. This is a fast-paced world, and I just want to remind you that you need to cherish your moments and celebrate your connections, sprinkle joy, and having some of your gifts and your cards already done in July is going to give you so much peace when the holiday actually comes. Okay. So you see how things are beginning to develop, and I'm going to show you. Get this. We're going to make like a glaze kind of. This is clear gesso. And I'm going to put some in here. You need enough that you're going to be able to cover most of your card. And I like to tint my glazes, especially when I use gesso, with watercolor, because there's just a lot of control. You don't. It doesn't get too dark. If you don't want to, you have more control while you're doing it. So I just sprayed this. I particularly like this magenta. So I'm just going to get a little bit on the brush, and I'm going to try it out up here and make sure I don't have too much. All right. And you're just going to start mixing it in there so that it's just tinted a little bit. I'm going to pick that up. And the reason we use magenta is because it kind of unifies all colors so that they're not so punchy. All right. And I'm going to let this dry. So we're gonna, I told you there's a lot of layers on this. So I'm gonna let this dry a little bit. So how many people out there still send Christmas cards? And probably the better question is, do you enjoy receiving Christmas cards? I know I really enjoy getting something in the mail that's, you know, personal, it's made and written just for me. And I think this is going to be just the ticket. Because people are going to open this out of their mail and they're going to be like, look at this. They spent so much time and energy. That one has just a tiny bit of dampness to it. So this one's a little drier. There we go. All right, so we're gonna just start. This is clear gesso with a little bit of magenta. I just used watercolor. See how it's kind of unifying all the colors? But I did not put it on the celestial planet, whatever it is that you've decided that that is. And the most fun part of this card is the details. You're gonna have so much fun putting all that personalization on there. Okay, so you can see that it's kind of hazy, but the magenta just kind of brought all that together. Okay? All right, now I'm gonna get my super dry one out. And like I said, don't worry about it. You're gonna have, you know, your step-by-step instructions, because I know this is a lot of different things, but it's gonna make it easy. So I'm gonna use Posca pens, and I don't know if you've ever used those before, but they do need to be shaken up. They're actually paint. Sandy enjoys getting cards. Wouldn't you enjoy, let me bring this up here. If you got a handmade painted card, even if it was a print, because that counts, and it had something written to you, wouldn't you feel so loved? So it actually becomes a gift. It's not just a card. So I can show you how to do that, all right? It's gonna be one of my free gifts. So come on down. And with this one, I just started, let me turn you this way. I just started with the big balls. I don't know, it just made me feel happy. Guess what, y'all? I forgot the green. It's okay. We're gonna do it. The green goes on top of the magenta anyway. I just started with the balls. So, I did like how we got just a little bit here. We're gonna put some boughs in here. I like it because it's gonna go over the balls. We're gonna add some boughs over the balls anyway, so it looks like they're kind of, you know, stuck in there. Like they're inside the tree rather than just on top of it. You can put some little dabs like that. We can put a plant maybe. It's gonna kind of be off in the background when we get finished. Because when that dries, I'm going to put a little bit more of this really watered down part. Okay. And we can go back. You do have to be careful that your paint is dry before you put this pink on, before you put the Posca pens on. So I'm going to hit it with this second. Because if you get your Posca pen ink tips in wet paint, it's going to mess them up. Something terrible. So even though you have paint, your tape right here, go ahead and go over it because it's going to leave a really cool, see, like this one, it's kind of off the page. It looks like it belongs there. It's very organic. If you notice, I tend to use a lot of botanicals. Before I get too far with that, I'm going to put this dark blue wash just a little bit over that because that kind of sends that plan off into the distance. There we go. All right. And you can just go on and on with this. I'm just going to kind of give you the basic. But what kind of, do you have like a signature shape or a signature thing that you do all the time? I really like circles. I really like swirls, like spiral type things, which is why the snowman ended up spirally. I'll let that dry. I'll move this before I knock them off, right? Okay, so I'm going to start right in the center and we're going to go around. It doesn't matter if you go out because that's only going to add to it. See, I went outside that blue. I like it. And we're going to go around again. Can you see it starting to come to life? So don't forget, when you're looking for certain things in the Christmas in July, make sure you go to the guides. Everything will be there by end of day. You don't have to try to find it in the feed. Now see, this color kind of blended in there. I'll probably add some pink there. I'm just adding on because I wanted that line to be a little thicker. All right, go back and do this. And you can put whatever, if you're gonna, when you do this, you can add a hat. I just had a scarf on mine, but you can have a hat. You can even put features on the snowman. I did not because I just felt like it was already busy enough. I'm just kind of going around. Sometimes it's looks a little sparse. I know that there are some fun little colored snowflakes, I guess, around here. These are kind of my little things that I do. I do circles and then I do circles around them. I think we'll put one right here. We got to have more ornaments. Do you think you guys would put glitter on this? I haven't put glitter on it, but I have been thinking about it. What do you guys think? Do you think it would be good? I like to do 3. Oh, yes. Okay. That ornament got on the snowman. That's okay. Okay, so we're gonna start adding some of this color in here just to add a few more colors that we didn't put in with the paintbrush. I try to look for places like this is a lot of yellow, so I'm gonna try to break this up a little bit. And maybe over here. It doesn't have to be exactly. To me, that's kind of what I like about it. And do you guys use one color use the color everywhere and then change colors, or do you just keep changing? I think I just change with my whim. I did like these little triangular things. They do not have to be symmetrical. They don't have to match each other, and they don't have to even be symmetrical around the thing. I'm going to put like 2 together right here. Makes it a little more abstract and arty, right? Put 1 here. There you go. What really makes a difference when we get to the end are all the bright highlights. And I don't know if you can tell, but I also have little gold specks on there. That really adds a lot to it. Okay, I'm gonna come along here and I'm gonna put some boughs on top of these ornaments. Just gonna add some. You don't have to put 2, but I do tend to put 2. Which is unusual for me because everything is odd numbers for me usually. But I guess it's because I know I'm going to come back with the turquoise as well for the trees. What color should I make his scarf today? Personally, I like the fact that it's not traditional in any way, really. The colors are not traditional. The style is not traditional. I am going to put some light. Usually I choose a light source, which would be this guy right here. Oh, missed one right there. Okay, and I'm going to put sometimes it is nice. Sometimes I do enjoy putting symmetrical. See, like these dots I'm going to make symmetrical. But the dots I'm going to put in the center when that dries are not going to be symmetrical. I think we need some yellow in the tree. That would kind of make the snowman look more like he's supposed to be there. So you can cover your ornaments. All right. What are you thinking we're needing? We need some more contrast here. See, you can just keep playing with this. Just keep adding things until you will know when it's done. I think I'm gonna do the scarf in pink and purple. I'm gonna come out like this. See how I just keep building up on it, just keeps coming up in layers. I think we need a contrast right here. Okay. So we're gonna go to one of my favorite, I know Jamie said it earlier as well, but this is Uniball Signo. And let me tell you, it is a wonderful thing. It really gives you a nice white line. So I'm going to go around these little, see how that's kind of uneven? I like it. I like it. We're going to go around both of these. You could even go around them twice like that. Put some light in the sun, or whatever this thing is, like that. Puts a highlight right there. See, sometimes it'll break. I actually like that a lot. And we're gonna put some dots in some of these, but not all of them. This one I'm gonna put 2 dots in. Just anything to be irregular. I'm gonna draw a little knot right here in a scarf. I don't know, maybe we should put blue spots on the scarf. And I'm gonna put a bunch of dots, and you'll see why in just a minute to match the night sky. All right, so this snowman needs some snow, so we're gonna put some snow, but I'm just gonna do like little patches of little circles, or not circles, but little groupings of snow. I missed this guy. Because to me, it's kind of fun when you have just a irregular, doesn't really hardly make sense. I'm gonna put them all here. I'm gonna do some white as well to give it a little pop. And I like the way that's doing that. I use the Signo because it's tiny, tiny little dots. And we're doing good on time, right? Okay, so here, let's see, I'm gonna use this Deco Art color, Deco Color, and it's a premium metallic gold. That just gives it a little extra. And I'm gonna put them where they don't even make sense, put two together there, one there, just for a little glistening. Put one there. And you can just go on and on. You can put as much on there as you like. So I'm going to use my my heat tool. I'm going to show you a little trick about how to get the tape off. The next artist that's coming up is Loretta Bell, and she's with Art on Wings 423. She's going to be doing a three-dimensional snowman, which is really pretty cool. So be sure to go to my guide and check out my freebie, how to print your cards, how to write a heartfelt sentiment on there, and also, like everyone else, we're going to, if you will post your version of this design, then we're gonna, by August the 1st, actually it's July the 31st at midnight, but you might could squeeze it in. So what I did was I heated the adhesive on this tape. And so that makes it come off a whole lot easier. You do still have to be a little careful. See, I did not get this squashed down quite. So there's a couple ways that you can clean this. I'm going to use this white. Or, since we're going to digitize it, we scan it or photograph it, and you can use, I use Photoshop, but you can use almost anything you want to fix some of those edges or whatever you need to do. And there you have it. You like it? So, I'm going to bring you up here. Thank you so much for coming, and I hope you'll stay on for Loretta, because she's really talented. She's going to have some wonderful things. There's people with great talent all day long. Oh, I see Tony, I see Hurlem Ray. Hi. So check out guide number 3 and look in there and see how I can solve some of your problems, okay? And I hope that you'll enjoy this and post your version soon. Okay? Thanks. Bye.